Okay. I don't want that. Okay. All right, then. Doop-a-doop. I'm not sure if that's not too loud, though. Is there no way to change it from here? Music and sound. Okay, good. Who wants some? That sounds good. 145. All right. All right. Cool. I'm back. The first round. Oh. Never mind. Hold on. That burst. Give me another burst. Let me know. All right, let's do that. All right. So as I was saying, I did about an hour and a half earlier just learning how to hook everything up, how to put Ton there in the corner, how to get her to be there. And then I went back and I left, and then I made an animated version. And every once in a while, every minute she'll take that swing. But a couple of times she'll just sort of hesitantly like start pulling the sword. And it's like, oh, no, nothing. But then off with your head. Anyway, I started a world. I got a fair way into starting a fortress, but when I was done, I realized the video didn't get saved. There was a setting that is not on by default, which I had to go looking for, and I did, and now it should work. And now, in fact, actually, it should be hooked up to the Tuba View as well. So let's see. Design new world with advanced parameters. Escape. We want medium island. I have set that to be certain ways in the past. Let's actually fiddle with it, though. Random seed, yes. Embark points, yes. End year 207. That is the area code in the state from which I used to live. So it's a number that sticks out in my head. Let's see. Year to begin checking Mega Beast. 100. Percent Mega Beast dead for stoppage. 33%. So most of them will still be alive. Cull unimportant figures, yes. Reveal all historical events, yes. Variation on those things. I liked the way the maps looked before, so I'm going to leave those alone. All of this I'm going to leave alone. This is quite complicated stuff. I'm not sure I want to get into it. I want volcanism to be sharp and quite volcanic. I like me some igneous intrusive cat. What are you looking at? Ooh, that's one thing I need to do. Get myself a camera. I have a camera, but I don't have the proper cable. I'll experiment with that in the future. But get it, hook it up, put it, attach it to the cat, not the cat directly, but to the cat bed, and you can watch him while I talk. Pole, north or south, but not both. That means the gradient between the warm and cool areas on any one map is a bit more drawn out, more believable. Minimum peaks, 20. Maximum complete edge oceans. That makes this an island if it's all 4. Minimum volcano number has to be a lot because I need options. Whenever possible, I try to hook up to a volcano. Granted, there's magma down below, but I want it up on the surface. Mineral scarcity. Low is more minerals, the lower the scarcity. That's a strange metric. Beasts, all these were fine. Demon types, yes. Werebeast, curse types. Does that just mean different kinds of werebeasts, like were-camel and whatnot? Werebeast attack created, wealth requirement. You know what? I want to be left alone for a little bit longer, so I'm going to... No. Let's split the difference. Okay. Secrets, rain, evil, whatever. Divine generate. I have never personally found divine materials. Desired good squares. I like a lot of good. I like a lot of bad. None of them are required by mandate to be in large regions, but sometimes they are just by accident. But this also tends to keep the oceans from being evil. Wetland, desert. I want more desert. So 264, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's call that, well, let's just go through the rest of it. Tundra, grasslands, cycle, 200, up to 1,000? Minimum start locations. I like rivers, so let's notch that up by 50%. 25, 35. Periodically erode cliffs, yes. Subregions. All this stuff I was already satisfied with. No, I want caves to be a mystery. Playable civilization required. No requirements on any of these, otherwise we'll spend all of our time watching rejected maps fly by infinitely. So that's all good, and we will save it, and we will let it go. Enenu Moyo. Planets of Myth. You can see it already rejected 4 maps. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I'm not against it. I'm not against it yet. Enenu Moyo. The name is awkward, but not terrible. Seems that we're in the southern hemisphere, and it seems the map has stopped at 121, probably because 33% of the beasties got killed. The big beasties. The titans and the forgotten beasts and things like that. Let's just take a quick browse. One thing I try to avoid are an excess of volcanoes out in the ocean. You can see there are some. And I saw some down here. There's a cluster. You can imagine like living along these coasts and out to sea are this nasty cluster of volcanoes. But overall, I do seem to have some volcano options on land. Do I, though? I see a few. Hey, wait a minute, though. I don't see the minimum number of desert. I want to see way more desert than that. Let's go back. Escape. No, I did not want to save the world. My bad. My bad. Come on, saving history. All right, let's continue. And this one was the last one. I don't want this anymore. No backups. I don't want that. Okay, let's design this again. Increase that desert. Medium island. Edit. Find that desert setting again. I like me some deserts. I don't like it when there aren't any. 264, 528. Actually, 1024. Let's do that. And then save it. And then go. And look at that. It's having trouble making that much desert. Desert rejection. Continue until you give me another warning. Ooh, trippy. All right, it really doesn't want to do it. Abort now. Fine. Maybe the 528. I wish there was a way to skip to it. Boink, boink, boink. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. 528. Save. See, this time it got there right away. The portentous dimension. What was the name of the world? Escape. Abort. Min Bazil, the Enchanted Plain. Good name. Good name. I'm seeing a lot of volcanoes either in the mountains or out to sea where I cannot access them. But I do see a couple out and about. So that might be okay. Let's take a quick look. So this area here, you can see my cursor in blinking X yellow. Okay, so that is a hell of a mountain range. And then you've got this cleft, and then there's volcanoes all throughout. So that's a spot of interest. It does seem to be... We got some desert right in there. Got a couple of volcanoes. We've got what look like goblins. And dwarves. Dwarves and goblins. So that's good. Got some elves out here. Okay, let's let it continue. I will attempt to use this map. No. Enter to pause or finish. Oh no, it's still going. 121, 22, 23, so on. Historical figures, almost 15,000. There you go. Lots of dead. 100,000 events. All being compiled. I do apologize, though. This may take a minute. That character down in the corner is Toon, Iron Plans. I can't remember what the dwarf translation of the Iron Plans is. Toon Iron Plans. That was the main character in the previous series that is available now on YouTube, which should be linked to this account after the last round of me making edits to this account. The series is about to wrap up. There's the next to the last episode published last night. They come out every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I've already recorded the first episode of the season to follow. However, there will be a delay between the two seasons because I need to ask my wife to draw the 7 original dwarves, and so that I can integrate them into the intro and outro sequences that are overly long in those videos. There's that. The length of the intros and stuff is somewhat governed by the music that I had custom made for the series. I actually, if you do watch any of those, the last few seasons, actually no, you could, maybe all, except maybe the first season of Dwarf Fortress. There are 8 seasons of random length. What am I saying? So I made some of the music myself, and I was going for dwarven elevator music, something in the background similar to this music now that comes with the game that kind of fades into the background. It doesn't command your attention, but it provides some substance to an otherwise quiet game. But then toward, last few seasons, I've also started incorporating music to which I have rights to, of use. Usually procured through filmmusic.io, if you're curious. They have a good selection of stuff. I use, what's his face? Oh man, why can't I remember his name? Wow. My brain is useless. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so the world is finished. It has reached the year 199, so still a bit short of 207. So I guess we've 33% again of the beast nasties have been slain. So we will use it, except 16,000 units need to be offloaded. There's some other thing that happens after that. I can't remember what. Kevin McLeod. Is that right? Mix something. Does a lot of music. Quite well known. I helped him with his website around this time last year. His ads broke down, so I helped him with that. I was actually halfway through giving him a new one, but it just wasn't the real priority. The real priority was just getting his ads to work. And I finally, after getting his attention long enough to get in and see what was going on, was able to figure it out, fix the ads. All was good. All was good. And then a lot of Alexander Nakarada music in here, plus a few others, plus mine. In the series, in this game, with this background music, not so much. I'll have to go look into the settings for OBS to see if I can separate the background from... Oh, you know what? I don't believe you can hear the music right now, because it's turned off. I mean, I can hear it, but you can't. Can I change that right now? DF capture. Hit the settings. Capture specific window. Hook rate normal. SLI, yes, all that's good. What about the audio? I'm trying to remember. Well, let's not worry about it right now. I'll do some tests, and then future ones may have the background music. For now, though, you can just listen to me and be entertained. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, start playing. I still have Season 7 up. Min Bazil is the new one. Dwarf Fortress. Takes a second to load. I'm going to go back over here and see if I can't figure out the audio. This feels important to me, really. Properties. I know it's somewhere. Settings. Audio. Desktop audio is not going. Default. Apply. Which is just as well, because the music was on a down low already. That does, though, mean that if my wife messages me, you're going to hear Facebook go off in the background. You'll just have to suffer. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what civilizations there are. The infallible plank, the mechanisms of crushing, or the contained treasury. Of those, I like this name the best. So they're all pretty clustered around this central mountain range. Right through here. Of these, I like the contained treasury the best. Alright, now, one thing I want to know, goblins, dwarves, and humans. Tower. Being in conflict with towers is risky business. This, though, has dwarves, elves, goblins, and humans. They are the ones I would like. I'm actually technically close to my empire. And it looks like there is... It looks... No, I'm going blind. Okay, so over here is a volcano. There it is. Shallow clay, very deep soil, light aquifer, and deep metals. No sand. Wait. There is flux stone under the grassland. Temperate savanna. The things I'm looking for... Pardon me. Ooh. Pardon me while I adjust my seat. My seat is extremely creaky. I try to sit absolutely still, but I do not always succeed. And technically what eventually happens is I slide down. And then I have to adjust. Desert, but no volcano. Unfortunately, the red desert looks like a volcano. Here's a volcano. We have shallow metals, deep metals. So at least 4 different metals. We have sand. So that means glass. I want sand. I want metals. Ooh, excuse me. And a light aquifer. I do not want a heavy aquifer. A heavy aquifer basically means you're not getting down. Not easily, anyways. Light aquifer, though, is slow. It seeps in. So if you build a reservoir, you can seal up the edges before it has flooded. And then you get your water source and you can control it. And you can get through it to things underneath the aquifer. before it floods. So that's perfect. I was so happy when they added that to the game. This one here, we have 2 biomes? Okay. So the majority is off that way. Right. Freshwater swamp on both sides, though. Oh, I am back in tower territory, though. I do not want that. I really don't. Here, this one is not. This one is not in tower territory. Sand. Deep metals, so at least 2 types of metal. And fluxstone, which in combination with iron could mean that I make steel. Without the fluxstone material, I'm not likely to be able to make a lot of steel. I could probably make charcoal and do it that way, but that's expensive. Surroundings are mirthful, which is... I'm trying to remember if that's the... No, serene is the lowest. Mirthful may be the highest level of good aligned territory. And it has complications to get things like unicorns and stuff, which will mess you up if you look at them the wrong way. Absolutely. So that's okay. That is okay. That's okay. I may consider that location. Here's the tower that's offending us right now. I don't want to be involved with the tower. Here's another tower. No. What is this? That is a Raxoslow. That is a fortress belonging to goblins. And goblins are going to be our primary enemy pretty much forever. Whoops. I don't want Embark Assistant. I found out that Embark Assistant doesn't work as well as I had hoped. Oh yeah. I cannot embark here because it's all hills, so that's no good. This one is right at the edge, which I don't like, but we do have access to a couple. If it's in the lowest corner like that, I can live with it. Shallow metal, deep metals, so at least 3 metals. Fluxstone, light aquifer, and sand. So that's very good. Oh, Joyous Wilds is the highest level. So I guess Mirthful is the middle. There's a sort of a good aligned, neutral, and bad aligned places. And then each one has 3 levels. There's I can't remember the evil. But Serene is the lowest level. It's the least, it's good aligned, but it's like good aligned mice wandering around. It's, and then the Mirthful that I saw before was the middle level. You get sort of large, middle-sized creatures, normal, deer and stuff like that. And then the highest levels, Joyous Wilds and Terrifying under evil, and then I can't remember what it is under neutral, are much larger creatures, sometimes giant versions of creatures. So you get giant parakeets and giant elephants and just things that are really tough, but match their surroundings reasonably well. So there's 2 things here. Shallow metals, so that's pretty good. Mirthful. The hills there are good aligned, but not as intense as the prairie of lathering. Nice lathering. What happened to the music? I had music. Maybe it'll start back up when I've got into the game. I will consider this. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, wait a minute, though. I forgot. Okay, yes, that's acceptable to me. All right. I mean, towers are troublesome and difficult, and that may be of interest to you, but I don't want to fight with it. This spot's not as good because there are no elves to pick on. So that's not great. I think I'll just skip right over that. I want all 4 represented. What have we got here? This one is not embarkable, so no good. This one is not embarkable. This one is right in the middle of elves. Looks like a jungle. The dimpled forests, temperate conifer forest, warm, heavily forested, thick vegetation, and middle grade wilderness, neutral, is the middle grade neutral. Sand, shallow clay, deep soil, no metals. No metals. Can't. I have to have metals. We aren't doing it without metals. Saw that one already. Boop. Wrong one anyways. Let's see. Anytime you get multiple zones in the same square, your odds of getting a high variety of material improve. So this one, F1, Towers of Incense, Mountain, Joyous Wilds, very epic in their goodness. So, a single metal down deep, plus sand, plus aquifer. That's good. Deep metal down deep. In the Hill of Colors, the temperate grassland, which is neutral and middle grade. Could be a different metal down below. It could be the same one. And the dimpled forests, we saw that earlier. It's apparently a fairly large zone. Deep metal, light aquifer, sand, untamed wilds is the highest level of neutral. So the scarcity of metal, whoops, is meh. No, new, meh. But it's not, it can be done. It can be done. Whoops. Wait a minute. Yakin bukin. Delete note. I accidentally took myself back to the original note and just put a second note on the same spot. Yahuna. Was this it? No, that was not it. It was further up. Here we go. This is tolerable. Note. New note. Tolerable. Not my favorite, but it would work technically. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it won't. No, it's got everybody. Okay. None of them are at war with me to begin with. It's no fun when they start out at war with you. Maybe if you give them reason to. Could you please not stop spying on the things? I want to be somewhat surprised by what's underneath. All right. Sand. Light aquifer, deep metals. And warm. Temperate. Surroundings are calm. So the creatures here are very minor. Fox size and smaller. Lots of metals, possibly, though. So that could be okay. Quite far from my home civilization, which doesn't bother me. I don't think that has any real impact. Let's pick that one up. Okay. Also might do. This one's out to sea. Well, stop it every time. Gosh. What if I want it permanently off? What was I doing? Okay, I've got all the neighbors that I want. Saltwater swamp. That getting water is a bit more of an issue. Let's go that way. Only one. Only one. What am I saying? One zone. Yeah. Okay. So two metals, two or more metals, thick, mirthful, middle grade, plus, good. The mucus, heart, huh? Ugh. I don't know about that. The swamps of fanciness, the fancy swamps, huh? I mean, it could work. I'm not going to make too many more notes. I just want to make sure I haven't overlooked the perfect locality. So, walls of purity. Wait. Ooh, this. Oh. A river. A brook. Brooks are really shallow. You can't swim through them. That makes them operate differently than others. But look at that. We got two zones and a stream right next to it. So we've got no sand, sparse metals, And both zones, while neutral and good, are maxed out in terms of savagery. That's the term. Minimum savagery, typical savagery, and high savagery. This is high savagery, but neutral and good on the same map. Oh, what about this guy down here? This one does not have access. And it does have sand, but no aquifer. Did this one have aquifer? It doesn't, but it's not as important because I have access to a stream. And my neighbors are all intact. The metals, though, are quite deep. And they may not be ones that I'll find very useful. That's always a possibility. But if I can't find iron or copper for the use of making swords, I will have access to the stream, which means I can then combine magma with water to make obsidian, and obsidian makes quite sharp swords, but only swords. I don't know why they had... See? What was I saying? I'll find out what she wants in a minute. That broke my train of thought completely. Is there a way for me to get the audio just from the game and not from the desktop, maybe? I will look into that between streams. Anyways, the game that presently doesn't have any music. Let's try this. Let us try this. I don't want to hold you up forever doing that. Let's just use this spot. Because there's still some dock manager. Yeah, I want to use that again. Oh, you didn't remember? Oh, yes, you did. Okay. Start out with 7 dwarves. That's all set. I don't need to go through that again. You might want to know there is a lot of stuff here. So actually, yeah, let me just run through it. I won't pick them, but I'll show them. I always start with 3 miners, but they also have a side skill. This first one is a proficient leader. Though actually, I don't think that actually mattered anymore. So let's pick something else. It ended up picking the person who did other things like organizing this stuff. They picked that automatically as the leader before. So let's actually make this one a record keeper. And then here, the doctor is no longer a record keeper. They are going to be a diagnostician. So they are half, you can see negotiator, appraiser, organizer. They're half like, yeah, I think just from reading this, you can see what I'm going to say. The rest, okay, so that's one change. Marul is going to be, excuse me, is also going to be a miner, but they are an engraver in the meantime. They'll smooth walls and engrave walls and stuff like that. The third miner is also a mechanic. They'll make cogs for the most part and devices later on. I always have a mason, and the mason also doubles as the designer of buildings. So they'll come around and say, yep, I have approved that this thing will get built. That's important. The next one, I need to have woodcutter and carpenter. They need to do things like that. One of them grows food. All that stuff right there, and then you saw that one already. So let's name the fort. Let's see, volcano, stream. We're between good and bad. Let's see. I like the word Ineth, so city, and then it's mostly an adjective. So the forgotten, no, we don't know that word. Forbidden, we don't know forbidden. Man, I put my feet to sleep over here. The far, no. The distant, yes, but Ruthosh, I don't like it. I'm just going to repeat what I did last time. Strange. You guys, it didn't get saved to Twitch, so, you know, too bad, I guess. We'll just repeat the content. For me, it's repeated. For you, not so much. So the strange city, Motneth. Very good. And the group name, we will base that on the same concept. The watch, I like the watch. Azin, not like a physical watch, but people who watch. Though you can see watchfulness is den. I think this watch is meant to be like the thing on your wrist, but we'll just pretend it isn't. And we'll just go with the theme. Strange watch. Motazin. Very good. Symbol. Hey, look at that. Nice. Okay. As far as I know, that is very loud for you, and I can't tell for sure. I wonder why it spontaneously started now. Okay, so anyways. Anyways. The sudden music just threw me off. Alright, so what I want is a shape. I'm going to, again, repeat content. I need a mountain. One mountain. I need creatures. I need dwarves. I need 7 dwarves. I need to have things. The mountain is burning. Makes sense. It's a volcano. Yeah, it's very loud in my ears anyways. Making plaintive gesture. Submissive gesture. Is laboring. Prostrating before. Smeared out into a spiral. Is striking down a... speaking with. Is surrounded by. Yep, the mountain is surrounded by the dwarves. And the dwarves are prostrating themselves before the mountain. Like so. And then the name needs to match. So... what is with the music? Am I hitting a button that's turning it on and off? That's weird. Okay, I'll figure it out. It might be better to just turn it off and have a shuffle of the music that I am authorized to use in the background. That way it would more or less match the content that I already have going on YouTube. Anyways, the... oh. Volcano? Yep. The strange volcano. Mott Studier. No. Let's go mountain. Mountain. Montanol. Good. There it is again. Done? Wow. I wonder if it's the Y. Save. Yes. Yes, I know it's already in use. Embark! Now, what happens if I hit Y? Nothing. Apparently it was just that screen off to the side. Let's get that tone down a little bit. Yeah, let's go 50. That's much better. Okay. No. Let's examine our space here. I can zoom. It's not native to the game, but I can do it. Okay. Maybe. Whatever. So we have a stream that runs through it. A river runs through it. We've got our volcano. Doesn't actually come out of a mountain. The mountain seems to be behind the volcano. So we have a magma shaft that's not on the mountain. We have forest up to a certain point, and then off to the side there we have something else. Let's try to get it back. That looks pretty normal. Let's take a look at what we have on the map. We have a giant skink. So that the skink would be considered high savagery because it is giant. The king snake is probably normal savagery. I don't think areas that are extreme savagery exclude smaller creatures, but the ones that are lower savagery also definitely exclude the giant ones. Alright, so I like my fortresses to be diagonal. I also like my fortresses to use bottlenecks to defend themselves. So we've got, okay, 2 down. This layer here is flush with the thing. We also have a problematic pond right in the front there. So we're going to... I'm going to go to the other corner. We're going to do a diagonal fort. There are reasons why I like doing that, because the vertical and horizontal dimensions aren't quite exactly the same. And so if I do a horizontal or vertical fortress, it causes design issues, and I don't like the decisions I have to make. But if I do a diagonal, I can exploit both dimensions equally. I do that a lot. That's my way of things. So, let us... what the heck? Yeah, okay. We'll start to carve out the space that we will consume. Let's get rid of any trees that are between me and that. You can see the dwarves are immediately starting to do their work. Actually, though, I do want to expand to their jobs a little bit. So, first miner is I don't want any of the miners to stop what they're doing to do hauling. They don't need to do that. This one is, I can't remember what, but I'm pretty sure they were the one who is the keeper of records or something. Yeah, the record keeper. This guy does the stoneworking. He does the engraving. I'll leave him alone with that, but I will add stone crafting to his abilities. The third miner does engineering, so I'll allow him to expand that. And along with engineering, why not furnace operating? All right. Oh, yeah. As soon as I've given them the jobs, I'm also going to give them names. This makes it a lot easier on me to keep track of them. Woodworker, if you wouldn't mind. And also include... well, you have an axe, right? So leatherworking, you may want to carve up butcher animals later. So wood crafting. And under farming, if you wouldn't mind butchery, that could be useful sometime. Mason. Stoneworking and jewelry, and I think I already did stone crafting, but having a second one doesn't hurt. Farmer. Expand your capacities to include milling and pressing and beekeeping and weaving, cloth making, strand extraction. And then our medical guy will expand to all medical stuff. Other jobs, crafts, jewelry, metal, crafting, fishing. It's probably not going to come up. Hunting, animal care, and hunting. Okay, now let's go back through, look at them individually, find out what their names are. Okay, one neat thing in this game is that all of these characters, or all of the various civilizations, have unique ethnicities, randomly generated, but within the civ, it's consistent. So let's see, this one, she is muscular, slightly thin irised, rust eyes, rust being a color, so kind of on the red side, reddish brown. Narrow, prominent chin, very short hair, is neatly combed, nose is somewhat short, slightly flattened ears are somewhat broad. Her hair is black. Her skin is dark peach. You'll find that all of the dwarves have some narrow variation on that theme. They'll have reddish brown eyes, black hair, and dark peach skin. And if we had a visitor from another dwarven civilization, it might be different. They might be green-eyed and have light-colored hair, and who knows? That's neat to me. I like that. Anyways, I name them based on their time of arrival and something they like. And the thing they like may have a gender leaning. I often fail to be able to do that well, because the things that they like may not include anything that sounds distinctively masculine or feminine, whatever. But it's something they like, and it's going to try to be from the thing they do. So a miner is going to be like, the things they mine. So the first 7 dwarves are called founders. This one likes graphite and black bronze and almandine. These are things they might come across when they're doing this. Black bronze is actually made. You can't find it. But graphite, which is actually the name of the first miner last time around, we'll just do that. So this is Founder Graphite. And from that name, we know when they arrived, they were the first 7. And since they like a mineral, they're probably either a mason, a miner, or whatnot. Next. Let's see. Same thing. He is stout. Look at his thing. His ears are broad. His head is somewhat broad. Hair is black. Skin is dark brown. So, not exactly the same, but close. He's incredibly tough and very slow to tire. He likes galena nickel. I like galena. I recently bought myself probably a good 10-pound specimen of galena, and it's like almost a mirror finish, sort of a dark gray mirror finish, and it's sharp. Not cubic though. It's sort of like tetrahedral. It's great. That's an easy one. So Founder Galena. Next. Stout, muscular body, 2 female miners. This is different. Last time that was not the case. Etur likes ilmenite, black bronze, blue jade, bayberry woodwood, fluffy wambler leather, coral, droutha parchment, maces, and yaks. For their shaggy hair, she prefers to consume bayberry, twice bayberries. Yeah. And detests flies. However, ilmenite. It's not my favorite word, but I'll do it. Founder. Oh, I did it right. Almost right. Founder ilmenite. That's a mineral I am not familiar enough with to actually summon to my mind an image. I grew up rock hounding, so I know a fair few of them. Let's see. I felled a tree that was satisfying. She is 81 years old, quite young. Let's see. Her hair. Wait a minute. What? Prominent chin. Eyelashes are quite long. Hair is quite dense. Medium length hair is neatly combed. Ecru's skin is slightly wrinkled. Her hair is black with a touch of gray. All right. Kel likes gypsum plaster, trifle pewter, ruby, elephant leather, coral, sheep wool, the color heliotrope, short swords, bucklers, cats, and when possible prefers to consume grimeling. I don't think I've seen a grimeling. Guppy and apricot wine. No mention of wood or plant. That's going to make choosing the name less applicable. Still, ruby is a nice short word, coral is a nice short word, and cat is a nice short word. If people were here, I'd ask you to help me pick, but okay. Coral, ruby. Let's go coral. It sounds feminine. Founder coral. Okay. The mason. He likes talc, zinc, precious fire opal, the color charcoal, backpacks, floodgates, ballista parts, giant skunks for their foul smell. Prefers to consume teff beer, 2 humped camels, milk, and oat flour. Detests flies. Talc. Talc is a good short name. It's not a very inspiring mineral, but it does exist. Founder talc. Next. Fama. Farmer is a she. She likes ash glaze, billen, wood opal, crundle horn, cuttlefish tooth, the color sepia, tetrahedra, speaking of which, I was just talking about that a second ago, querns, rabbits, griffins, and prefers to consume sewer brew. Detests worms. As a farmer, that's a problem. You're going to encounter worms, right? So let's do something different here. Founder Wormbane. Because not only are they going to farm, but they're going to take a special vengeance upon the worms they find while doing so. Which is silly, because technically worms are really good for your garden. You need them. You need them. They provide so much nutrition. Oh yeah, I was getting distracted. Wow, this is a very feminine first wave. I think it's been like 2 guys total so far out of 7. Solon likes bauxite, tin, banded agate, Drunian. The last sort of meta character, the medic / organizer, was named Drunian too. This is getting on my nerves a little bit. The color goldenrod, short swords, bucklers, millstones, blue peafowl for their coloration, giant tortoise men for their great size, the words of the silken veneration. This is like a poem or something. The sight of the saffron tulips, a dance. When possible, she prefers to consume carrot wine. She detests rats. Goldenrod. Swords, bucklers, millstones, tortoise men, bauxite, tin. I don't want to do Drunian again. Goldenrod is a long, but it doesn't sound bad. Founder, golden. And in this, because they don't have a job that is hands-on quite so much, picking a color or something that's not a physical material makes more sense for them. So now we've got our names, we've got our people, they've got their jobs expanded slightly. They can do this work. They need to tear this down so that I can dig out from underneath it. Are they doing it? Fell tree. Oh, you know what? The expedition leaders should be allowed to take things apart. I'm also going to allow them to do masonry. This will allow them to assemble and disassemble most of the... They're not doing it. Is that because I put something in its way? Fungi wood? Where did I get fungi wood from? Okay, and then no jobs. All right, well, regardless, let us start making our, let's see, 5, and then 3. I don't think I can afford to go any narrower than that because the caravans that are going to start showing up need a path wide enough. And that's the one negative complication from going diagonal is the path. They don't drive diagonally, so they're going to kind of bounce up and from horizontal to vertical as they go. So that's pretty long. And then underneath, we can make... Is that right? That's halfway through. We can make a couple of bottlenecks. Places where guards and stuff can hang out before anybody starts getting any lower. Though, what I am going to want to do, though, is also start digging down underneath all this. So what I'm going to do then is... Well, I'm going to let them dig this for a minute. Ah, okay, so they did remove the thing. That's why no one was doing it. It was already done. So that's sand. No, it's not. Is it? Is it sandy loam? Sandy clay. Oh. What is this? No, seriously. Native aluminum. Aluminum is expensive stuff. And microcline. Microcline is often disparaged by the community for no good reason. I like it. It's colorful. It stands out. Yeah. But could y'all, like, go down? Maybe? Alright, well... One thing I have to think about, though, I want to use magma as a defense here, so... Let us start another couple of paths, 3 wide. These will be filled with magma later. Not immediately, but if I don't designate them now, then I'll have trouble with them later. That's what's going to happen. Okay. And then 3 wide. And then, let's say, do that. Do the same on this side. Boom, boom, boom. A little difficult. Not too bad. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the magma does not go... I think that's what... Yeah, the magma is not this high. So these pathways are actually too high up. That one goes one beyond, and then here... one out. So what I'm going to... Yeah, what I'll have to do, actually, is... redo this slightly to dig down. So that's annoying, having to repeat this, but it's also okay. It's not the end of the world. So I have to think. Because, like I said, this is going to be a death trap later on that will protect my fortress from any large forces trying to get in. They will travel down a narrow neck that allows entry and exit. And if it's long enough, then it should be relatively easy for me to get someone to go over to a control that I will install later that will... I'm going to do this a bit more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 11 by 11. The magic number in this game is 3. So 3, 3, 11 by 11. Okay, so those will be the reservoirs for magma in the future. I will have to produce a similar reservoir system to use this water in combination with magma to produce obsidian. But that I should be able to do in a non-blocking fashion. There might be like obsidian forges to either side of the death trap. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out eventually. I'm going to keep this thing going. This will keep the miners busy for a while. I actually should prioritize, though, making some room so that my guys can start storing stuff right away. Let's go that far. So to do that... Oh, and... I have to think about this. One thing I do want is access to the underground area is also through the bottleneck. So what I'll do is add a couple of zones here that instead of going up, go down. These will be paths that come up from underneath. And then that way this stuff here will go around them somehow. Or even maybe not that far out. Oh. But yes, as I was saying, I do need to get down into the fort. So how about... First off, I can reprioritize this. Let's see. How do I do that? I'm trying to remember how to do that. There we go. So highest priority. If I build this down stair here and down stair here, they'll do those before anything else. So they're finishing up what they're doing now, but they're going to go over there and put those down. Whoops. I have not yet encountered an aquifer. I don't remember if there even was one. It will tell me if they do, though. Not so far. Ooh, obsidian. Obsidian. That's nice. And actually... Oh, weird. That's not the right thing at all. Obsidian is it's the most valuable stone in the game. So from that I can make swords and stuff. But what I want right now is just to get some sort of storage area going. Unfortunately, it's also well, they're decent at mining, but they're not experts yet, so they're a bit slow. That's why I'm making that a higher priority. I want to get these storage areas opened up first so that my other dwarves can busy themselves. Though, one thing they can do, BP, let us use this clay loam, whatever. No. BP, thank you. Make a plot. Make another plot. And get some food growing. Okay, those are made. For the winter, I think they will lay fallow. So summer, in this one, I want them to make quarry bushes. In spring. In summer, they'll do cave wheat. In the fall, they'll do pigtails, which is not for eating. And then in the summer, they'll do fallow. They'll fertilize the area. Yep. And then over here are different assortments. So spring, do sweet pods, and then quarry bushes, and then plump helmets. And in the winter, fallow. Alright. So somebody will start doing some planting. How's it going down here, guys? Right, let's start storing some stuff. Let's put the wood, of which there may be a lot, in here. That means, yep, store item in stockpile. Somebody's starting to do it. Notice, because I told the miners they don't have to, they're staying on their gigs. If there's a way to deprioritize the storage of items, I still need to learn how. That's assuming there is even a way. And there's no guarantee that's the case. It would be nice if I could say some jobs are more important than others, but every job you give them is generally considered equal priority unless there are niche circumstances where it will allow you to specify otherwise. Okay, so this is going to be a storage area 2. Let's get some basics in here. Food. And then furniture. And goods. Furniture I already did. Bars and blocks here. And armor. No, armor and whatnot I don't have a lot of. Leather and cloth. So, some sorted areas for them to go. This next layer, I don't know. This next layer down I want to leave uncomplicated because whatever's about to happen with these death traps and whatnot, it's going to take up that space and I want them to get priority. Yep, heading down. You can see down here is broken through. I forgot to smooth the walls though. So I'll have to build some bridges or scaffolding there so that somebody can reach the walls that are now suspended over the ramp down so they can smooth them. So let me actually get that started. B, C, floor. Do it, I'm trying to think. BG. BG. Let's do a bridge instead. Of something easy. Wood. Wood bridges are, I think, a little quicker to make than stone bridges. It's temporary, anyways. I am watching myself. In the background is Twitch. It is definitely a few seconds behind. But I think as long as the chat is off to the side of the screen, I can respond to you folk in real time. This is new to me. I'm learning how to do this as I go, so that's a lot of this right now. Oh, you know what? Death traps work better when you can access them. But before I do that, I am going to extend them just out to the edge here. And then... yeah. But here, I'm going to go up. This should allow them to start digging in. Yep, there we go. They are immediately coming in from the sides. And they'll start carving that out. And that goes down. It'll take them a while. They are starting to put things here. We got fish barrels. Barrels of fish in a barrel. I need to make more space now. Let us expand this in 2 directions. I will make temporary facilities for my dwarves to make things. Put in workshops. Of course, they're going to finish this up here first. Expedition leader, do you want something else to do? Maybe you should get fish. If you're bored. Wait, what did I just see? Aluminum. That aluminum is really nice. I wonder what else I'm going to have access to. It's strong, it's lightweight, it doesn't corrode. It's very nice. Yeah, sometimes we get these stretches where there isn't much worthy of commentary. That looks green down there, which means it's still... yeah. Peat. Anytime it's going to be soil, I'm going to want to remove the wall and put in stone in its place. Okay, DCS. Boink. You can see the bridge has allowed me access to these 3 bits of wall. I'm going to do this one as well. And then once those 2 are done, I will remove the bridges and do the same thing on the other side. Actually, BG. This is all keyboard controlled, in case you've never played this before. G. And sometimes I press escape a few too many times and we end up at that save screen. Let me adjust and make a lot of noise with my horrible chair. Alright, that's better. Alright. They're working on it. And they're working on that too. That's good. The segments of the map that they will... when everything is the same priority, I've noticed the areas they'll choose to work on are generally segmented into blocks. So, you know, as soon as this person gets close to working overhead of this, they're starting to prioritize this down here instead. It makes for a lot of running back and forth sometimes. Kind of looks like they've lost access to some spots. Let me do it from the other way then. It's easier to reach. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. There's nothing to catch in the central swamps. That's bad news. But there is water. That water is wicked important. In fact, I should probably start considering actually the next layer. Let's do the next layer as ramps again. Do it 3s. So this could be a moat. There'll be a double moat. There'll be a magma moat and a water moat. This makes me wonder, though, where I'm going to place the forge. Let's just go all the way to the end. And that was here, right? Yeah. Wrong. Okay. You know, I was right. I was right. I was not dumb. Way to... Yeah, no, that's right. They just haven't finished taking out the sides. Good, good, good. Before I actually allow water to go in these places, though, I'll want to put in any walls that I want for aesthetics or other purposes. And, what am I saying? Gates that will control flow. I'll get around to it. I will. Look, I'm pointing as if you can see. They've put in the food. They've put in plants. That's good. This still needs to be fixed, though. I wonder if they drink straight from the stream. I kind of hope they do. Smooth. Smooth. Thank you. Native aluminum. I'm loving that aluminum. That's crazy. I suppose I should make a dump. Where should I make a dump? I think for now, I'll just do it here. This is a dump. They will dump things that I designate need to be dumped in this area. Oh, and yeah, I'll worry about meeting areas in a minute. Did I? Yeah, I forgot to give managers. Adequate organizer. Founder Goldenrod is the manager. The chief, they are also all of these things, which is generally not recommended. But when you only have 7 dwarves and you want most of them to be busy all the time, you make your choices. You make your compromises. All right. So those 2 walls have been made or smoothed. I can remove those 2 bridges, and I'll put in a new bridge right here to get that far wall. So usually I'm going to try to remember to remove that stuff sooner, or actually smooth the walls before digging out from under them. Do it, do it, do it, do it. This is probably my most played game. I will stream other games, not just this. But the games I'm going to prioritize most of the time in this channel are going to be builders. Things that don't have a lot of dialogue, don't have somebody else's written story to tell and spoil. If you want to play a story-based game, you should play it yourself. Well, if you want to see a story based on a game, you should play it. I'm going to play games where I'm building things or I'm telling the story, stuff like that. Mostly. I may have the occasional alternate decision, whatever I'm saying. But most of the time for sure. Oh, you know what? I can remove this now. It's been a while, though. Designate, remove. Remove designation. No. Remove construction. Yes. Yana. I'm going to increase the priority as soon as I figure out how. Yep. On these. And then number 2 on this one. I want them to finish these rooms so I can have my other guys start getting busy making and using workshops. Very good. See, once they team up, they actually make good work of it. Very good. B, W. One side should be mostly food oriented. The other side should be production. So B, W. Masonry, important one. Can be made from anything. Let's just use cheap material like dacite. I need a mechanic workshop. Dacite. I need a jewel crafting workshop. Dacite. I need a general goods like a craft dwarf workshop. Dacite. What else? Jeweler, mason, butcher, tanner, craft dwarf, mechanic, still, kitchen, fishery, ashery, clothiers, carpenter. Yes, dacite. Get those going. On the other side, I'll make. I'll smack the microphone, and then I'll make some farming stuff. See, the building designer and they're getting on a. They were probably getting bored up there. Like, well, I want something to do. Now that I have a manager, I can give orders. There are no active work orders, but I can make them. So Q. Select. Block. Rock block. Make infinite rock blocks, but you know what? Make them out of microcline. Any building I want will be made from microcline. I'm going to save the obsidian for other things. So work order. Rock pot. Let's make only 20 of those. Those we will store food and liquids in those. I think for the most part. I will have them be made with obsidian because obsidian is more valuable. And they're as a possible trade good. Let's see. Wood. Bed. What? What'd I do? Q. New order. Bed. Beds can only be made from wood, but make 20. I want to be ahead of the first wave of immigrants if I can help it. Let's see. Wood barrel, 20. Wood cup, 10. Mug, 10. Things that they can carry liquids around with them. What else do I want? Rock sword, 5. 10. Because rock swords can only be made from obsidian. But there's obsidian, and there is wood, so they can make that. I'll have a small cache of weapons. All right, easy meal. There's no workshop for this yet, but doesn't matter. Infinite, fine meal. Infinite brew from fruit. No, from fruit. Infinite process plants. Infinite process plants to barrels. Infinite process. Oh, I just removed an item. Q. Rock block. Infinite with. There we go. Q. Processing plants. Process plants to bag. Different plants processed to different containers. Infinite. So by covering all of them, we're good. So make a few items. Make some beds. Door. 20 doors. These will be obsidian because we want to inflate the value of our territory. Rock table. Do 12. And make those obsidian. Rock throne. 12. You guessed it. How many workshops? What? Okay. Obsidian. Rock coffer. 12. Obsidian. Very good. That'll get things moving. Hour and 19 minutes live. I'll probably cut it off at an hour and 30 again. I've tentatively put Saturday afternoon Eastern as a scheduled weekly. Apparently, if I only have one a week, I'll never reach affiliate. So, but I would like to know if people are even interested before I put that much effort into it. Otherwise, I can probably then do 2 a week with Wednesdays as well. These coincide with the days where my wife will be working and undisturbed by the fact that we only have a small apartment and there's no escaping me talking for hours on end. So it will, you know, and if this sort of thing takes off on me, then I can probably tell work to, you know, stuff it, shorten my hours, pick other times. I don't know what. We'll figure it out. For the most part, what I want to do here is build things and talk policy. Politics, sciences, interesting things, kind of from the lefty perspective, but not exclusively. I do not know what to call myself in political, along the political spectrum. I don't know what to call myself, in part because the definitions appear to keep changing. It's kind of like liberal lefty, but now those seem to be like weird, highly specific things that I don't mean them to be, and I don't know what to make of that. So I mentioned getting down into the depths, right? So we're going to do that by going down this way. But I'm not going to dig down yet because I want to smooth those walls first. And it looks like all of the carving has been done. DS, BG actually. Is that right? Here. Get that last bit done. They're working quite quickly, actually. It's nice. I asked them to remove this. No, I didn't. Okay. And they've made... Oh, I don't have an active suspended. Probably meant there was something in the way. W, workshop. Make a kitchen from dacite. And a still from dacite. And a farmer's workshop from dacite, a tanner's shop from dacite, a butcher's shop from dacite, a fishery from dacite. That'll cover most of the food production stuff for now. Oops. What's everybody doing? Make obsidian pot. So now a couple of my miners are sort of not sure what to do with themselves. Whoops. But if you wouldn't mind, how about you not skin. That's the wrong term. Smooth these walls since I want to proceed down into the depths. Maybe even find that first cavern. Find out what I want to do with myself. When I get enough... I'm trying to just decide how much effort I want to put into these walls. Actually, you know what, though? I do want these to be effective... like bottlenecks. So as long as there's a sheer drop-off... Right now, these are ramps. These arrows, they're ramps up to the next level. I want to shear them down so they aren't ramps and don't immediately lead to the outside world. Same thing here. Let's clear all but the end. So they still have some access, but not all the way down. Alright, that also makes the map just look less cluttered. Inappropriate dig square. What do you mean? Oh well. So you can see... How many inappropriate dig squares are there? A lot. Okay. Doesn't that start to look cleaner? I think it does. I wonder if there's a way to get... I'm using OBS. I have a hell of a lot to learn about OBS. But so far it integrates with Twitch pretty well. But I wonder if I can get it to integrate with YouTube as well so I can see both chats. I mean, that sounds like a worthwhile goal, doesn't it? By the way, in terms of goals, I'm not going to invest a hell of a lot of energy into dressing this up in the short term because I don't know how much buy-in there's going to be. But if there is, if it turns out to be worth the time, I'm kind of tempted to invest in a VTuber kind of thing. I personally don't much want to be on camera. I'm overweight at the moment. I've beaten that before, but you know, it's an ongoing battle. You never can let up your guard on that thing. So I need to lose weight again, and I don't want to be seen on camera if I can help it. It's not that big a deal, but I can't stand having my picture taken. I don't really want to be associated with my visual. I don't know, but I've seen. I only recently discovered that what a VTuber is in the last couple of weeks, actually, and that's fun. But you know, I might consider it. It looks neat. Okay, no, unrotten processable plants. They've gotten a fair way through the beds, fair way through the barrels, and they've just started with the obsidian stuff. Right now I have a small population, so they don't have a lot of time to do things with. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't want to cut myself off completely. DX. That's probably what they were complaining about. Ooh, look, a lungfish. Oh, no, it's gone now. Yep. Poor guy trapped himself. Right. BCR. Can you make a ramp on out of here? Ramps. Microcline. BCR. Microcline. That's okay. Yep, you can do it. He'll save himself before he starves or dies of thirst. Oh no. It needs to be done again though. BCR. Microcline. And then... oh, yeah, right here. BCR. Microcline. Cool. I suppose in the before too long I should figure out how to do like pause screens and stuff like that. I see other people do it. I know it can be done. But what I'll do is in 3 minutes I'll close the stream and maybe come back with a different game. And one thing I don't yet have a multi-monitor setup. I can. But I don't right now. The other monitor is devoted to the MacBook, which does work. And when I need to spread programming out across multiple screens... Irvad Rootoker has been elected to the position of mayor of the Castle of Finns. Well, that's nice. But who are you? Ooh, I got giant parakeets on the map. I think I was talking about them earlier, wasn't I? Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Irvad Rootoker, who are you? You're not on the map. Huh. Okay. Alright. It's good to know. What was I talking about? I forgot. Are these guys rescued? That guy is self-rescued. And it looks like the other guy did too. Except that suspended construction. You always have to keep an eye on that. Oh yeah, you know what? I need to... No, I have room for food. I have room for feed. That's not a problem. Boom, 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 boom. One of the problems is, so they use, whenever I instruct them to use a rock or something to build something with, it will pick from the ones nearby, unless I specify otherwise. I think I specified dacite, and this is all obsidian, so that's not a problem here. But if these had been dacite, and let's say this one that overlaps the construction was going to be used in this one, then when they tried to construct this one, it would cancel because, or suspend rather, because it's blocked by an item that is reserved for this one over here. So sometimes that happens. It's not uncommon at all. B, W, what am I missing? Clothier shop, not urgent. But if I have a butcher and tanner shop, I ought to have a leather. No, leather? Leatherworks, E, of course, why not E? And dacite. Because leather bags, leather clothing, leather armor, all quite important. Now that this is smooth, I can dig down. And actually, that's true here as well. And here we are, 1 hour 30. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to end the stream. I will probably almost certainly come back later. But I do have an episode or two of Medieval Dynasty I need to record for YouTube. There is a schedule to that, and Saturdays are my days for recording that. Streaming and recording at the same time. Right now it's easy because my wife has gone to Wales for the holidays, so I can record whenever I want. But right now, I mean, in normal circumstances, I'm going to have to schedule quite carefully. Okay, good enough. Thanks for watching. See you next time.